All right, this is Sean from Cycle News, and we have a pretty cool test on a Suzuki V-Strom 800DE. So the V-Stroms have been around a long time. They're really popular bikes. I actually owned one and commuted on it for years. Good for the street, okay for a little dirt adventuring, but V-Stroms have not been known for real off-road performance. When Suzuki released the 800DE, a little bit over about 2 years ago now, it was like first kind of off-road capable bike. We got to do a really cool test earlier this year on standard 800 and the 800DE. The thing is, the 800DE is off-road capable, but not really up to the level of competing with like a KTM 890, 790 even, Teneres, the BMW 900s now. There's quite a few that are a little more off-road capable. We wanted to take this bike and see how off-road capable we could make it. We saw that the two biggest weaknesses for real off-road performance were the suspension and the tires. Suspension's a little squishy and soft, so to solve that, we went to TBT Racing. We didn't want to go crazy expensive on parts, so what we went with is modified the stock suspension. It's and even using the stock springs, but cut down, so that actually increases the spring rate by shortening the spring. There's a spacer that goes in and replaces that, and then they're revalved on both ends. That took that really squishy bike that rocked back and forth both on the dirt and the street, made it really fun off-road. Then on the tires, comes with some of the Dunlop, kind of 50-50. They're a good tire if you're riding pavement and dirt a little bit, but we wanted something that's a little more dirt worthy. So we went with some Moto's Tractionator off-road tires. Combination of the suspension and the tires made this thing really, really fun in the dirt. That achieved our goal. Then we wanted to make it provide a little more protection. SRC Moto provided the crash guards, skid plate, also a little light guard up at the front. Give it a little more protection if you tip the thing over at all. Also to make it a little bit more worthy, dirt worthy, was we went with some IMS foot pegs, and that gives you a little bigger platform, a little bit chunkier teeth on them, so gives you just a lot more traction and makes the bike more stable. Continuing on, looking for a little more performance and to drop the weight a little bit, went with the Yoshimura exhaust, but it reduced, took about 4 pounds off the bike, and now the thing sounds really cool, runs a little better as well. Up in the kind of control compartment, installed some of the double take mirrors. Those things are indestructible. To me, they should go on any bike that has any handlebar mounted mirrors. They're a lot better. You can position them a lot better, but they're a lot stronger and really hold up nice. We wanted to install a Scott steering stabilizer on the bike, so we went to a German company, HRT Racing, Hessler Racing. They make a bracket to accept the Scott stabilizer. So one of the cool things on the bike is it has a preload adjust knob. So one of the other items that we got from HRT was the preload adjust knob relocation bracket. When you remove the passenger pegs, then we needed another place to install that, and that actually gives us another way to install it. Also a lot cleaner design, along with the whole tail cleanup. The HRT kit was really nice. German translation was a little bit difficult on the instructions, but we were able to get through that. Also, kind of on the little details, we used a Peak Design phone mount. This is the one that actually has it shock absorbing so that it doesn't wreck your phone and the camera. Has a charging function as well, so while it's plugged in, it charges. So it's a really cool, cool mounting kit. A Poog screen extension, windscreen extension. Gives you a little bit more wind blocking if you're riding a lot of pavement miles. It really helps. It also clips right on and off, so it's something, if you know you're going to be doing some serious off-roading all day and you don't really need the wind protection, it's something you can install or take off depending on the riding you're doing. We felt when we first tested this bike it had a lot of potential. Really the tires and the suspension, just picking the right, like a 70-ish off-road biased tire really improved this bike. And one of the things that it actually let us really find that we didn't really get to mess with much in stock form is the engine settings. This engine is one of the best engines actually available for any ADV bike, we feel. Has a really cool quick shift. Adjustable maps on this one. Has a gravel setting. It's like just about perfect. You would have a hard time replicating it yourself. You can basically let the thing step out a little bit, but it's in control. It actually, you can feel it, but it's not invasive. And it's a really, really nice setup. And the combination of the suspension, the tires, that, stock traction, gravel map, lets the thing have like that perfect traction to where you feel really in control. It doesn't get away from you. With a stock one, you really wouldn't want to go riding with your buddies with like Teneres or 890s and things like that. If you're going to go hit some serious dirt, now I would feel definitely comfortable to take this bike out with pretty much any of those bikes on the market. One of the cool things about the V-Strom, for some people, it's a little bit lower seat height, so that gives you a little more comfort for if you're a little shorter, especially for off-road performance. Being able to touch the ground gives you a lot more confidence. If you're interested in the 800DE and you want to make it off-road worthy, we think that these mods are things that work, not crazy expensive, you know, a couple grand worth of parts, and you have a really off-road capable Suzuki V-Strom 800DE. If you want to read more about this, you can read the full story in Cycle News, and if you're not already a subscriber of the Cycle News YouTube channel, please click the subscribe button.